Good evening, everybody. Good evening and welcome to the Back to the Bush concert, a super bush ballad concert. Tonight you will see over 30 of our top bush balladeers. Some of the cream of the crop, best in the country. But to start the show right off, we have our Back to the Bush band with a number just for you.
Old country way of living, that's what we want to hear. And if you like that band, just how about giving them a really big cheer? Yeah, that's enough. They want more. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Back to the Bush concert, as Diane said, with so many of our very top ballad artists, over 32 tonight, of our very, very best, and with the best band in Australia, I believe. So please enjoy yourself. And now, please make welcome my co-host tonight, lady I'm very proud of, born to sing. Please make welcome Diane Lindsay.
Here I am. Here.
Oh, you're here.
I'm here already. Well, as Pete said, bush ballads, if you're not familiar with bush ballads, they tell the story of Australia, with song and music, lyrics, the story of Australia, our country, our history, our people and our land. The bush ballads have recorded our history all through our past generations, and they tell the story right now of what's happening today on the land. And sometimes things are not so different. Well, we're going to start the show right off with the first artist. We'd like to welcome Graham Roger to the stage for you. Welcome, Graham. Graham Roger is a gold guitar winner, and he actually has a gold guitar finalist spot this year. So we're looking forward to hearing from Graham today. And without further ado, Graham.
Thanks very much, Diane. Great to be here. And certainly the bush ballad is where it all began, and it's still very, very strong in country music. I'd love to sing for you the song that we've got in the Golden Guitars on Saturday night, a character study of a typical Northern Territory ringer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can tell by the curl of his hard, rough hands, he served his time with the rain and brand. He rolled his smokes from the Havelock tin and measured you up with a knowing grin. He could read your life by the shape of your hat, pick a ringer from the Kimberley or Blacksoil Flats. When he spoke, his drawl made it plain to see he was born and bred in the Territory. I first met him back in 73 in a mustering camp on the VRD. A bronze figure moulded to his plant and gear, one of the best riders that I've ever seen. We knocked round together as station hands from Catherine to the Barclay tableland, where the witchetty bush whips around the knees, the jeans of the men in the Territory. He was territory born and territory bred. You could tell by the hat, the wide-brimmed hat on his head. A son of the gibbers and desert sands, and proud to say, Mayday, I'm a territory man. He never really had too much to say, till he got to know you, it was just good day. His word was a bond he would never break. You could take it as an honour if he called you a mate. If it was in my power to turn the years back, I'd join my old mate down a dusty track where the anthills rise through the boab trees on the pussycat plains in the territory. He was territory born and territory bred. You could tell by the bash in the wide-brimmed hat on his head. A son of the gibbers and desert sands, and proud to say, Mayday, I'm a territory man. He was territory born and territory bred. You could tell by the bash in the wide-brimmed hat on his head. A son of the gibbers and desert sands, and proud to say, Mayday, I'm a territory man. And proud to say, Mayday, I'm a territory man. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. You're very kind. Thank you. You enjoy the rest of the evening.
Graham, thank you. Give it up for Graham Roger. Well, Graham, look, most of you will know Graham is a full-time touring artist, so what's happening for you this year, Graham?
Oh, we've got a really big year this year. Probably the highlight being what we call our tag-along tour, where we take 60 or so caravans and 110, 120 people on a country music tour through the outback.
That sounds
and this
exciting.
year it's from Miles to Winnemucca.
Well, I'm very impressed. Can we come along?
I was just going to say, would you like to come along, Di?
Oh, I reckon we should.
I
We
can
should check
guarantee
that
you'd
out,
love it. We
Pete.
have a wonderful time out there on the road, and we see the heart of Australia.
Well, thank you very much, Graham.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce our Back to the Bush concert band here for you. They're going to be working very hard for you tonight. We have Rodco on bass, Doug Gallagher on drums, Stewie French, lead guitar, Michelle Rose on steel, Amos Morris here on guitar, and the Fatler, Mike Kieran, on fiddle. Yay! Well, our next artist for you tonight, he's coming along right now. He's a local fella. And I guess a lot of you will know him. You'll have seen him downtown, and I know you'll love his music. So would you put your hands together, please, for Tom Maxwell?
Well, good evening, Tamworth. How are you? That's very good. All right, folks, we're going to do a song for the voices, a little bit husky, but no doubt I hope I get through it for you. We'd like to do this song that's nominated Saturday night for the Bush Ballad of the Year. Another beautiful old Ray Rose number I managed to record last year. Beautiful old song called I Just Drift Back in Time. So here it is. It goes a bit like this. I don't seem to hear you talking, seem a million miles away. If you don't think I'm listening to what you have to say, it's just that I'm reminiscing. It's a thing old bushmen do. We often just drift back in time to that other life we knew. We don't waste our time in talking to the ones who just don't know, but we reminisce among ourselves of a life lived long ago. And I reckon that it helps me write these verses down in rhyme. When you see us sometimes close our eyes, we just drift back in time to another life, another time, other places where we've been, other mates and other people, and some others in between. I just stroll on these old memories, what I left behind. And like most old bushmen, I just drift back in time. The scent of winter dew on Wilga seems to all come back to me. Horse sweat on saddle leather stays in my memory. And the bonding in the company with others of our kind, I close my eyes in memory and just drift back in time to another life, another time, other places where we've been, other mates and other people, and some others in between. Oh, I just stroll on these old memories of what I've left behind. And like most old bushmen, I just drift back in time. Yeah, like most old bushmen, I just drift back in time.
Mr. Tom Maxwell. That's a great song, Tom.
Thank you very much.
You really love those Ray Rose songs, and so do I.
That's wonderful.
And best of luck for Saturday night, Tom.
Thanks very much, Pete. I do apologise for the voice, folks. It's not real good.
Compared to mine, mate, I wouldn't be apologising.
Thanks very much, folks. Enjoy the night.
Before you go, Tom, what you got on this year, mate? What exciting things?
Oh, we got a fair bit happening again this year, Pete. We'll be hitting the road touring again, and also the big thing that's happening this year is for many of those people out there, you've probably heard that Heartwood's up and running again. And I've been very busy over probably the last 6 months trying to coordinate the festival out there. It's been a massive job. We've had to deal with all sorts of things to get the festival back on the circuit. So we hope to see quite a few of you turn up over there over Easter.
Well, thanks for working so hard and keeping those ballads alive, mate. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Di. Thanks, band.
Big hand for Tom Maxwell, folks. As we promised you, this is a great lineup tonight. And now the next fella we got is a really exciting young fella. He's done just about everything they expected of him. He's a multi-goal guitar winner. He's a gold finalist this year. So please make welcome Mr. Dean Perrott. What are you going to sing tonight for us, Dean?
Oh, good day, Pete. Yes, well, tonight I'm going to sing the song that we've got in the awards there on Saturday night. It's a song called Lorraine.
And that's one of your own songs?
Mate, my old mate Ian Quinn writes quite a lot of material for me, and Quinny wrote it, and it's all about a cattle station up in the Leichhardt River, right up on top of Queensland there. It's been 100 years in the same ownership, so it's a great thing these days.
So please make Dean welcome. Dean Perrott.
You've seen the biggest and the best come and go. you remain Australian owned and held your head up high, and you will turn 100 this year. 30,000 header where the Leichhardt bends and flows, red Brahmins and drought masters grey. There's roads, grass and red dust and young jackaroo, and Jillaroo still come to learn the trade. You're like a drover, you're like a rover, resting out there on the plain. Your head and shoulders like anthill soldiers, head and shoulders above the rest of the rain. Old station photos hang in pictures on the wall. Good station cooks are worth more than gold. Handwritten journals measuring the droughts and floods, where climate change is nothing new but old. You're like a drover, you're like a rover, resting out there on the plain. Your head and shoulders like anthill soldiers, head and shoulders above the rest of the rain. Play it now, fellas. Planes and choppers in the air and horsemen on the ground. Roaded road trains move the mob away. Handwritten journals measuring the droughts and floods, where Burke and Wills once had lost their way. You're like a drover, you're like a rover, resting out there on the plain. Your head and shoulders like anthill soldiers, head and shoulders above the rest of the rain. You're like a drover, you're like a rover, resting out there on the plain. Your head and shoulders like anthill soldiers, head and shoulders above the rest of the rain. That's right.
Big hand for
Thank you
Mr.
very much.
Dean Perrott. Thank you, Dean. It's wonderful, and best of luck on Saturday night, mate. Well, I
Thank you,
reckon it's
Pete.
about that time of the night where I should get my co-host, Diane, to come out and sing a song for us. What do you think? Hey, Di, would you like to come out here? Songwriting is important in the ballad industry, and we're going to sing a song that Diane and myself have co-written. Di will tell you a little bit more about it.
Thanks, Pete. Well, on our travels around Australia, we go to many outback places and lots of little towns, and you do meet some interesting characters. I mean, right around Australia, Australia is a land of different people, and some of those characters, you know, they really leave their mark on you. And people often travel, well over 200 k's. Actually, we had a fella here come to Tamworth for our Memories Trail show. He travelled about 420 k's just to come here to the festival. He said, this is my first show for the festival, he said, coming to see it, and he just couldn't wait to get here. But this song, we met this fella one time, a little outback hall, and he travelled over a couple of 100 k's to come there. And you could tell he had a story behind him, and his name was Charlie. And we wrote this about Charlie.
Keep talking a little while now.
He said his name was Charlie, and he came down for the show. He'd been out back fencing in some place I didn't know. He said he'd built a line of fence that would span from Perth to Cairns, Well, I said that I believed him by his rough and calloused hands. And it really didn't matter that his dress was out of style, or that he wore a battered bushman's hat. He wore a country smile. His jeans were old and faded, and his boots were well worn down. Well, it's been a month of Sundays since old Charlie's been to town. And he asked if we could play a song to gladden his old heart. How about Plains of Pepperminati? That'll do us for a start. He said his name was Charlie, and his eyes they filled with tears. He said that really meant a lot, haven't heard that song in years. Then he told me something of his life, his years spent travelling round. Well, he'd worked on many a station and in many outback towns. And he said he'd never known the joys of a family and a home. I'm just Charlie Bell the fencer, and I was born to roam. He said his name was Charlie, and he came down for the show. Well, how many Charlies are out there? Well, I guess we'll never know. But sometimes I think of Charlie when we're traveling here and there. Well, I know he's out back fencing somewhere without a care. And it really didn't matter that his dress was out of style, or that he wore a battered bushman's hat. He wore a country smile. His jeans were old and faded, and his boots were well worn down. Well, it's been a month of Sundays since old Charlie's been to town. And I'm glad we met old Charlie, and I hope we'll meet again. Let's play one more for Charlie, our old friend. Thank you. And I do hope we meet Charlie again. Well, I'm going to introduce a lady to the stage now who is such a hard worker for Tamworth. You know, whenever there's a job to be done behind the scenes, she's one of the first to put her hand up. And she just works so hard. I'd like to welcome Lorraine Fitzner.
Hi, Di. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Thank you. It's our pleasure to have you here, Lorraine. Lorraine is active in many different capacities here in Tamworth, but one that she's heavily involved with here in Tamworth is the Australian Country Music Foundation. And, you know, they recently relocated to new premises here in Tamworth, and I'm sure quite a few of you would have been through there already and had a look at the exhibitions. And if you haven't, be sure to go out there and have a look. So, Lorraine, can you just explain a little more about the ACMF?
Well, the ACMF is the main body for collecting the history, artefact and memorabilia of Australian country music. The Hall of Fame is the display area which you folks see, which is absolutely fantastic. A lot of great things there from the history of Australian country music, from costumes, guitars, and I could go on and on and on. But in the back room, there is a massive collection of books, records, clothing, guitars, you name it, and we've got it. But Diane,
it's amazing,
we are
truly
always looking for memorabilia that we haven't got, so we can collect and make it more complete. Because there's a lot of memorabilia out there in Australia in people's backyards, in their cupboards, in their sheds, and if you don't want it...
Very true.
We won't say no. We'll take it, as long as it's in good condition.
Well, as we said before, ACMF, they have, just a complete history of Australian country music artists, don't they?
Certainly, we're doing
They
the
do.
best we can.
Always on the lookout. And as I said earlier, there's a little bucket run going around. So if you see the white bucket there, please drop a gold coin donation in for them. So Lorraine, while you're here, I would really love you to sing that song for us. And I believe you're going to do a really well-known song.
It is. It's one of Slim Dusty's from his very first recording recession and released in 1947. The Rain Tumbles Down in July.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you, Diane. Let me wander north to the homestead, way out further on the Tyrol. By a gully and flood, let me linger as the summery sunshine has flown. Where the logs tangle up in the creek bed, and the clouds veil the old northern sky, and the cattle move back from the lowland when the rain tumbles down in July. The sadness with sad hearts are watching the rise of the stream from the door. Their best crops are always in flowery. If it rises much more, they'll be gone. The cattle string out on the fences, and the winds races by from the south, and the limbs from the old gums are fallen when the rain tumbles down in July. The sleep-hound gums on the hillside are awakened by herds straying by from the flats where the fences have sprung, as the grey clouds gathered on high. The wheels of the wagon stop turning, the stock horses turn out to stray. The old station dogs are a dozen on the husk in the barn there they lay. The drawbridge was raised by the river, for each year since they seen it so high. And that's just a story of hope when the rain tumbles down in January. Thank you. Back to Diane.
Hand for Lorraine Fitzner. And thank you, Lorraine, for all the hard work you do with the foundation and many other things in Tamworth. A very hard-working lady for the festival for many, many years. Well, the next artist we have is a fellow that's making a really big name for himself. He's very popular. He's a very genuine fellow. What you see is what you get. So would you please make welcome Mr. John Smith. John's got a lovely new album out, and what I said about John, he's a genuine fellow. He sings a beautiful ballad. There's no smoke and mirrors with John. What you see is what you get, and it's a lovely, clean bush ballad sound. Thanks, John, for being with us tonight, mate.
Thank you, Peter.
Big hand for John Smith.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The song I'm going to sing is called Back to the Bush, which is what this show is all about. I'm what they call a solid man. I've made a decent pile, so I brought my folks to London and we settled down in style. We wear clothes that don't quite suit us, go to balls and shows and plays, and we're striking out for happiness in various kinds of ways. But the voice keeps on calling, come back to the bush and the wallaby track, to the home in the clearing, the sheep and the shearing. The voice keeps on calling, come back. My wife, she holds receptions and my daughters study art. My son, he drives a tandem, though his father drove a cart. We have dinner in the evening and we always dress to dine. We eat strange food with foreign names and wash it down with wine. But the voice keeps on calling, come back to the bush and the wallaby track, to the sweet wattle blossoms, the parrots and possums. The voice keeps on calling, come back. And the voice keeps calling, calling, till I see the ironbark ridge, and I smell the gum logs burning in the gully near the bridge. I can hear the teamsters swearing as they drive their bullock dray, and my spirit's branding cattle in a stockyard far away. But the voice keeps on calling, come back to the bush and the wallaby track, where the bright sun is glowing and cattle are lowing. Come back to your freedom, come back. My heart seems crushed and stifled mid the city's teeming push, and my hungry heart is panting for the freedom of the bush. And I feel that though I wander where illustrious feet have trod, I'm near the world's great throbbing heart, but I'm not so close to God. But the voice keeps on calling, come back to the bush and the wallaby track, to the bush with its gladness, its grandeur and sadness, its space and its freedom, come back. Yes, the voice keeps on calling, come back to the bush and the wallaby track, to the sweet wattle blossoms, the parrots and possums. Come back to your freedom, come back. Come back to your freedom, come back.
Mr. John Smith.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, what did I tell you? How good was that? A genuine bush ballad singer. What are you doing for the rest of the festival, mate?
We've got a couple of shows up at the ABBA Bush Balladeers homestead, and we'll do a bit of busking down the street, I think.
Well, any of those who've got time, please go and see John and support
Thank
him
you.
because he's a great bloke and he's doing a great job of keeping our ballads alive. Thanks, mate. Big hand for John Smith.
Thank you, John. Well, you know, Australian bush ballads really do have such a strong support. We all know that. And we thank the Tamworth Regional Council for supporting us here with the council. You know, they were very keen for us to run the... Yeah, give the council a hand because they're very keen for us to run the Back to the Bush concert again for you. And you know, there's so many people are in support bush ballads because, as I said, we know bush ballads they're an important part of our culture, recording our history and our way of life. And there's so many artists who grew up learning all about the bush ballads and all about the original country music, that's for sure. And we've got a very special guest artist here for you now, one of a couple we'll have tonight. And this next artist, he grew up with country music. He certainly has done the hard yards, you could say, and he knows what bush ballads are about and exactly what Australian country music is about. He's one of our biggest and brightest stars and a great ambassador for Australian country music. So would you please put your hands together for Mr. Troy Cassadaly. Good to see you, Troy.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invitation to come on.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.
In A? What's that? Big as this?
Well, good day, folks. How are you going? So lovely to be invited along to such a special evening, and I've got a short story for you. I broke a bus window when I was a little fella at school, and my mother heard about this, and I wasn't allowed to go to the Grafton show because it cost $70 to fix this window that I broke. I threw a rock at the window, okay? Well, there were actually 3 or 4 kids throwing rocks, but I was the only fella that owned up. So after breaking the window, and I'd gotten a Leadership and School Spirit Award the year before, and I never got it the next year because of the incident with the window. And my mother said, if you keep that sort of business up at school, you're going to end up like that Slim song that you love called The Biggest Disappointment in the Family. So I want to dedicate this to my mum because I'm thankful I didn't throw any more rocks after that. So they had my future wrapped up in a parcel, and no one even asking me. The day I turned 15, I caught the mail train to find what else might be in life for me. I rode on trucks and trains and lived on nothing. Served me right for wanting to be free. Oh, well, that's the way society looked at it, but it didn't seem to be that way to me. And the biggest disappointment in the family was me, the only twisted branch upon our good old family tree. I just couldn't be the person they expected me to be, and the biggest disappointment in the world was me. A lot more dinner times than there were dinners, and I learned a lot that hurt me at the time. Then this quiet country boy went home a different man, with a memory of distance on my mind. But I always spoke too loud and laughed too often, and maybe drank too many glasses down. And perhaps my clothes were older than I realized. I relieved to all concerned when I left town. And the biggest disappointment in the family was me, the only twisted branch upon our good old family tree. I just couldn't be the person they expected me to be, and the biggest disappointment in the world was me. One more for good luck, eh? And the biggest disappointment in the family was me, the only twisted branch upon our good old family tree. I just couldn't be the person they expected me to be, and the biggest disappointment in the world was me. Thank you so much and good evening to you. Thank you to everyone. having-
Before you go, Troy, the reason we had we wanted a special guest artist to show out their support for this concert, and Diane and myself couldn't think of any other finer example of an ambassador for our Australian country music than Troy. He's done the hard yards. I know, Troy, that you understand exactly what we're trying to achieve here, and thank you so much, mate, for being a part of it.
Well, if you'll have me back next year, I'll definitely come back.
Thank you.
And maybe next year we can do two, but God bless. Thank you so much. All the best. Thank you.
Big
And
hand
thanks
for
for the
Troy
invitation.
Cassidy.
Hey,
Thank you.
Troy.
Thanks, Troy.
Right. Please welcome Brian Letton.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Di. Good to be here, folks, and good to see a lot of support here for this particular night, the traditional Australian music. Here's an old one that I wrote a long, long time ago that I thought I'd throw in tonight. Well, I'm Aussie born, I'm Aussie bred, I'm Aussie through and through. I'm glad to say that I was born this way. I tell you, friends, I'm true blue. I'm proud to be in this land of the free. I love my home down under. I guess you could say, without a doubt, that I'm a dinkum Aussie all over. You won't find me traveling foreign lands. There's plenty here to see. Oh, I spend my money somewhere else where it'll do no good for me. Oh, I'm Aussie born, Aussie bred, and I'm Aussie through and through. I'm glad to to say that I was born this way. I tell you, friends, I'm true blue. I'm proud to be in this land of the free. I love my home down under. Guess you could say without a doubt that I'm a dinkum Aussie all over. To me this land is paradise. The beauty's hard to toss. Why, there's nothing better than to spend the nights around a fire neath the Southern Cross. I'm Aussie born, Aussie bred, Aussie through and through. I'm glad to say that I was born this way. Tell your friends I'm true blue. I'm proud to be in this land of the free. I love my home down under. Guess you could say without a doubt that I'm a dinkum Aussie all over. Let's play it Aussie style. Come to go and I meet the bloke up top. Well, my spirit will wander, my sunburn home, cause my love for her won't stop. I'm Aussie born, Aussie bred, Aussie through and through. I'm glad to say that I was born this way. I tell your friends I'm true blue. I'm proud to be in this land of the free. I love my home down under. Guess you could say without a doubt that I'm a dinkum Aussie all over. Yes, I guess you could say without a doubt that I'm a dinkum Aussie all over.
Oh, thank you so much, Brian. Well, before you go, Brian, thank you so much for being with us. And look, to have a fellow of the calibre of this man here to give support for this concert means so much to us, mate. Thank you for being with us.
Mate, I thank you for the invite, and like Troy said, if you'll have me back next year, I'll be back.
Book it in, mate. Book it in.
Book it in. Good as
But
gold.
we have to tell the council and everybody that we want these concerts to keep running. So that's up to you people as well. So please give your support by letting people know if you enjoy the concert. So what have you got on in the rest of the festival, mate?
Mate, I've got one show left. Saturday afternoon, Katingle Bowling Club. So, Katingle Bowling Club, 2 o'clock after the cavalcade. Lovely club, plenty of parking, lovely venue, good meals. So, head out of the Cootie Bowling Club, 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon. That's it for me.
And you won't get a better voice than that of Brian Ladden. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, mate.
Big hand for Brian Ladden. Now, as we've said right through this concert, the idea is to promote our bush ballads. And no one does that, and no one works harder in that area than the next lot of artists, and they are the Codes. But I'm going to call on Peter Code, who is the president of the Australian Bush Ballad Association, to say a few words first. Pete, if you would.
Oh, hello, Pete. Hello, folks out there. How are you going out there tonight? You're looking great from up here. You're looking really great. Yep. We're I belong to the Australian Bush Balladeers Association. I'm the president, and we were formed back in 2000 to promote and keep the old bush ballad alive, the traditional music alive, and so if you'd like to join up with the Balladeers Association, we've come out to Balladeers Homestead there on Gunnaganoo Road, just next to LBS Studios. We're just there, and you can only $20 a year, and you get our quarterly magazine, keeps you right up with what's happening, all the new albums, all the festivals around Australia. So we have a mighty organisation united to promote our music, and so look forward to catching you there. So are we ready to fire? Okay, I'm going to do a song. This one's called If the guitar's not working, we'll switch him on. He'll go better. This is a song I wrote just prior to the opening of the big Slim Dusty Centre over there at Kempsey. And if you haven't been through the Slim Dusty Centre and walked through those magic corridors over those magic rooms full of history, you've got to do that. But this is a song I wrote. It's called the Slim Dusty Centre. It's been a long 1943. The story of Slim Dusty just begun. Dedication and direction to be a superstar. The boy from Nulla made his run. 60 years of music in his Slim Dusty style, the undisputed leader in his field. He sang about Australia in a way we could relate. His stories of her people were surreal. It's been a long, long way since the rain fell in July, recording more than 1,000 songs. The venue's ever different for this son of noisy Dan, Slim and Joy and the traveling country band. And so in recognition of what Slim achieved, and to keep the legend ever strong, plans were made for Campsie, Slim's old boyhood home, for a tribute to this great Australian son. It's been a long, long way with a dream that's been the light to a destination and a goal. Nothing's ever easy, they never gave up the fight, till we have this grand achievement to behold. The Slim Dusty Centre, proudly on the hill, a tribute to a man who lived his dream. The boy from Nulla who walked that country mile, his lifetime and achievements can be seen. It's been a long, long way since 1943. The story of Slim Dusty just begun. That face upon the billboard, the bloke who's done it all. Oh, let's just say Slim Dusty's back in town. Oh yeah. Now let's just say Slim Dusty's back in town. Thank you, and I'd like to introduce you to my two sisters here. Lynette here with a little black hat, you know, I don't know why she wears that one, but she does. She must obviously like it.
Not my fault, they run out of rabbits time they got to my hat.
So my sister Lynette, my other sister here, Virginia, and they've got a yodeling song for you.
One entitled The Kyogle Yodel, Peter.
Okay, let's hear it.
Here we go. Way up around Killarney, across to Woodinbone, the mighty mountains echo this yodeling song. Casino to Lismore, joining everyone. The Kyogle Yodel, yodel along. The Kyogle Yodel from Kyogle town echoes through the valleys and the mountains all around. If you like the yodel, the best that I found is the Kyogle Yodel from Kyogle town. The Kyogle Yodel, yodel deedly, yodel deedly, yodel dee. Kyogle Yodel, yodel deedly, yodel deedly dee. Oh, hey, 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 oh, dee. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, deedly dee. So if you ever travel up Kyogle Way, taking in the scenery, stop and say g'day. You will hear the yodel every time you say, I went to Kyogle I stay. The Kyogle Yodel from Kyogle town echoes through the valleys and the mountains all around. If you like the yodel, the best that I found is the Kyogle Yodel from Kyogle town. The Kyogle Yodel, yodel deedly, yodel deedly, yodel dee. Kyogle Yodel, yodel deedly, yodel deedly dee. But hey, oh, 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 dee. But hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, deedly dee. Oh, hey, oh, deedly dee. Thanks very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Peter Code, the Code Sisters, and Jim Hermel on drums. We did enjoy that. Well, now we have a legend in our country music industry here coming out to perform for you now. He is an OAM. He is also on the Roll of Renown, which of course is the highest honour that a country music artist can receive here. If you haven't been out to see the rocks out there, you could say, at the Trek, where the Roll of Renown recipients are all there, you should go out and have a look. It's a good insight into our country music history. So he's coming out now. And anyway, as I said, he is one of our own legends here. So we're going to welcome Mr. Reg Poole.
Thank you, Di. How's everybody? Good? Well, we'll soon do something about that. Oh, look at that. Just like I'm back milking cows again. Okay, I've got a rodeo song for you that's been pretty good for me. Over the years, there's only been about 5 Aussies ridden this mad bucking bull. 5 Aussies plus me. So, I know you're laughing, but a little song all about chainsaw. He had a real bad disposition ever since the day his 4 feet hit the ground. That crazy little Brahma cross named Chainsaw, as he tried to cut you down. He'd wreak havoc everywhere he'd go. He was born to rodeo. If Pat Condon was still here, he'd be so proud. That crazy little calf he picked got all the top bull riders licked, and he became the idol of the crowd. Oh, Chainsaw, can you hear the crowd a-roaring? Like an eagle you go soaring from the chute. Such an awesome reputation, every rodeo and nation pays tribute. You're a legend in your lifetime, in a game that cuts the legends down to size. But you're doing all the cutting, an old bull, you've got the whole world mesmerised. Oh, Chainsaw, 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 with your bovine motor revving as you rocket towards heaven once again. The wretched soul upon your back's already been to hell and back before they even pull the pen. But them old judges get it easy, they just draw another circle on the page. The young cowboy's got a memory that'll stay with him till he's turned grey with age. He said, I live for riding bulls, mate, but I'm in it for the glory, not the pain. The last time I flew so high, I was looking out the window of a plane. And he'll hunt you when he's got you down, then go looking for the clown. He loves to hear the mic man say no score. And he's kinda got me wishing that I'd have took up fishing, 'cause bull riding just ain't funny anymore. At the finals down in Tamworth, top rider Davy Johnson called your bluff. 12,000 fans were screaming that the 90 points they gave him weren't enough. But this only made you angry, and since then 200 men have had to pay for what the hand from French's Forest did to Chainsaw on that January day. Oh, Chainsaw, 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 can you hear the crowd roaring? Like an eagle you go soaring from the chute. Such an awesome reputation, every rodeo and nation pays tribute. You're a legend in your lifetime, in a game that cuts the legends down to size. But you're doing all the cutting, an old bull, you've got the whole world mesmerised. There's been rank bulls come before you, but none of them have ever flown so high. And I don't believe there'll ever be the likes of you again before I die. So here's to the men that rode you, and that cock-horned Ayrshire cow that gave you birth. here's to you, old chainsaw. You must surely be the rankest bull on earth. Yes, here's to you, old crazy chainsaw. You must surely be the rankest bull on earth. Thank you very much. Would you please thank this wonderful band?
Before you go, Reg, thank you so much for being with us. And let me tell you something. When Di and myself were thinking about putting this show together, and we all know the reasons for it, one of the fellows who gave us the most encouragement was Mr. Reg Poole. And he's been a great support for us right from the start. Thanks for being with us, Reg. You're a legend. He does that sort of thing. But a big hand for Mr. Reg Poole, Sir Reginald.
Our own Peter Simpson for playing lead there. Well, we have, you know, it's really nice to see a husband and wife team with the music, you know. Jed and Trudy, our next act coming along, they're from Queensland, and I said a husband and wife team, and they sing beautifully together. They travel around doing a lot of the festivals, and you'll have seen them in town here, especially out at the Balladeers homestead, or maybe out at Oasis. And they're going to sing a beautiful song for you tonight, as they always do. So would you please welcome Jed and Trudy.
Come over here.
He does.
The Queenslanders are back.
The Queenslanders are back. Thank you.
1, 2. Good day, everybody.
What a lovely crowd. Isn't it wonderful to be here?
Yeah, just down a bit on the foldback, please.
Thank you. We're going to do a little song that we've actually written together ourselves. So, yeah, it's a little song called "Looks Like the Drought Has Broken."
It's raining again.
At last.
Looks like our luck is changing.
We've been in drought for 10 long years. The clouds are rearranging.
We battled through the hard times. We've seen our cattle dying. Now the rain
has settled in.
You can almost see 'em smiling. Paddling through the slush and mud, thinking words you cannot mention. Paddling through the slush, try that again. Words you cannot mention. Bull's got out, the horse is gone.
The fences.
Thundering rain out in the west, how we long to hear it sounding.
We'll have to move the stock real soon and head for a higher mountain.
Paddling through the slush and mud, thinking words you cannot mention. They'll know that by the time we're finished. Got out,
horse is gone
to fix the fencing. Chooks are wet,
the tractor's bogged,
and Mum's gone flaming cranky. I promise I won't whinge again when it gets dry and tough. But Lord above, please hear my prayer, enough's a bloody enough. Oh Lord above, please hear our prayer, enough's a bloody enough. Looks like we're gonna be blessed with a little more rain again.
Send her down, Huey. Thank you very much.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you, Jed and Trudy. Thank you for coming along. No worries. And send it down, Huey, but not tonight. Not tonight. No. Another time, that's for sure.
Well, with our Bush Ballads, we always like to promote some of the younger artists as well. We don't have enough younger artists.
We don't. There's quite a few coming through, though, I must say, and we have a few of the younger artists here for you tonight, a little later in the show. But right now we have a young fella coming up with a great future. He's done quite a bit of touring himself. I believe he's done a couple of those tag-along tours with Graham Roger, which would have been such great experience and fun, travelling out there and taking their music out to the country. He does quite a lot of shows around the place, and I'm sure, well, I know you're going to enjoy the talents of Mr. Trevor Tolton.
Thank you, folks. Really just wanted to thank Diane, Lindsay and Peter Simpson for being here quickly, for having me on, such a young fella singing these songs. It's a bit of a different world for me up here, but I'm telling you, enjoying it. I'd like to do a bit of a Gordon Parsons song that Slim recorded. It's one called Losing My Blues Tonight. This old green engine's ready to go, rolling out of town tonight. See the steam and hear the whistle scream, and we're off on the northern line. Flying 38, never known to be late, rock and roll along on time. Hey, sling that coal and hear that engine roll, keep the signals clear tonight. You too long, gonna lose my blues tonight. Take it away. I've been in town and I've been fooling around, spent a little time in jail. Gonna start again, don't know where or when, but tonight I'm changing my trail. It's good to see the bushland free, neath the moon and the stars so bright. But this old green engine seems to know I'm losing my blues tonight. Here we go. Oh, sling that coal and hear that engine roll, keep the signals clear tonight. Song, I've had you too long, gonna lose my blues tonight. Once more, oh, sling that coal and hear that engine roll, keep the signals clear tonight. Let the smoke clouds fly as I'm saying goodbye. I'm gonna lose my blues tonight. I'm gonna lose my blues.
Whoa, Trevor Tolton. Great job, Trevor. Was it a couple of tours that you did with Graham Roger?
Yeah,
It
drags me out through the desert there.
Oh, I bet you went kicking and screaming. No,
Oh, no.
It would have been great. Good one. Thanks. See you again soon. As I said, a big future coming along for Trevor. And, well, now we have one of our great country music stars here in Australia. This fellow is also an OAM on the Roll of Renown. He's had his own TV show, radio, he's done it all. So would you please put your hands together for Terry Gordon.
Thanks, Di. Thank you, Di. Isn't it a great night? All having a good time, I hope. I'd like to sing a song about an old mate of mine. We're losing him slowly. I'm that way myself. I'm not over the hill, but I'm hanging on to the top. Here we go. You count it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'd like to tell you a story about an old mate that I used to know. He was always the life of the party, always the star of the show. He was as hard as an old desert giver, seasoned and dried in the sun. And all of my mates that knew him said he was as tough as they come. And he was raised on a pretty rich mixture of Forex and Bundaberg rum. And a great big smile was a fixture on me old mate, as tough as they come. We shore sheep and broke in wild horses from the Murray up to the Barcoo. And he'd stick like a bird to your blanket, like most fair dickum blokes do. I remember one day on the showgrounds, there was Jack Gill's big buck jump show. He was calling aloud out into the crowd for anyone to have a go at the toughest horse there in the country. And my old mate gave a shout, but as we legged him aboard, oh, the crowd fairly roared, and old toughers they come rode him out. And then there was old Roy Bell with his boxing troop up on the board. He had lightweights and heavies and welters. He said one had never been floored. But old toughers they come said, he'll do me, mate. And I whispered, now don't be a fool. But with a jab and a clout, he knocked him right out. And old toughers they come scoop the poo. Now the years have slowly passed over. Old toughers they come's gone to rest, but I still feel his spirit beside me as I roam this country out west. And when the going gets tough, well, I think of what my old mate would have done. He'd smile and he'd say, come on, Terry, old mate, it's time to get cracking, old son. And he was raised on a pretty rich mixture of Forex and Bundaberg rum. And a great big smile was a fixture on me old mate, as tough as they come. We shore sheep and broke in wild horses from the Murray up to the Barcoo. And he'd stick like a bird to your blanket, like most fair dickum blokes do. And he'd stick like a bird to your blanket, like most fair dickum blokes do.
Big hand for Terry Gord and the wonderful band, of course. Thank you so much, Terry. I think you're singing better than ever, mate. And look, I'd also like to take this opportunity of thanking Terry, the same as I did for Mr. Reg Poole, is that when we mentioned this concert and we wanted support, one of the first person to put up their hands was Reg and Terry. And for someone who's done as much as Terry has done for country music, that is a wonderful support.
Oh, thanks, mate. And
he's brought artists out from overseas of the calibre of Tom T. Hall and things like that, and that's pretty impressive stuff, mate.
Not as good as the mob here tonight, though.
No, that's good. That's right. But thank you so much.
Put your hands together for this wonderful bunch of musicians, Pete, that you got. Aren't they great?
They certainly are. We're lucky to have them.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Terry.
Thanks, folks.
And the next artist on our list, thanks, mate. The next artist on our list has been around for a long time too. Last year he celebrated 50 years of recording, and please welcome Mr. Johnny Greenwood. A good friend of ours, a great songwriter. I pester him all the time. If I've got an idea for a song, I ring John up and sing it over the phone. I'm sure he goes to sleep, but he's a good friend and he's a wonderful writer. Thanks for being with us, mate. I'll leave it with you.
Yeah.
28 and wrote a song about our land destined to be great. It became an institution, and you might ask me why. But Jack O'Hagan wrote along the road to Gundagai. Yes, Jack O'Hagan wrote a song, and all Australia sang along, and everybody learned it when they were knee high. For years the theme of Dad and Dave, a great Australian song he gave. Yes, Jack O'Hagan wrote along the road to Gundagai. Jack penned about 600 songs in those bygone days, like Things Is Crook in Tallaroe, a road of Bradman's Praise, of Hinkler and of Kingsford Smith, our pioneers of the sky. But his most famous song of all, The Road to Gundagai. Yes, Jack O'Hagan wrote a song, and all Australia sung along, and everybody learned it from when they were knee high. For years the theme of Dad and Dave, a great Australian song he gave. Yes, Jack O'Hagan wrote along the road to Gundagai. How well I can remember that famous melody when day was done out on the farm and it was time for tea. We don't hear much now of Dad and Dave like in those days gone by. But here's to Jack O'Hagan and the road to Gundagai. Oh, Jack O'Hagan wrote a song, and all Australia sang along, and everybody learned it from when they were knee high. For years the theme of Dad and Dave, a great Australian song he gave. Yes, Jack O'Hagan wrote along the road to Gundagai. Yes, Jack O'Hagan wrote along the road to Gundagai.
Big hand for Johnny Greenwood. And that, of course, is one of John's own songs, recorded by the late and great Slim Dusty as well, wasn't it, John?
It was, Peter. Well, yes, it certainly was. Yeah.
And when you're on your way out, mate, could you please leave that hummingbird just on my case there?
You want to pinch it off me, mate, do you?
But John is a legend and a wonderful ambassador also for country music. Has been for many, many years. Thanks for being with us tonight, John.
Well,
big hand for Johnny Greenwood, please.
Thanks, Peter. It's been a great journey.
Please welcome Joy McKean.
And as usual, they've got to pull that microphone down to suit my height. And I was wearing my shoes with the highest heel on them too. Never mind. It's wonderful to see you all. It's been quite a while since I've been able to come and enjoy seeing a good bush ballad concert, and to see all of you here tonight. Was there anybody trying to tell you the bush ballad's on its last legs? Never let it be said. It's a pretty wonderful thing to think that we still sing of the bush times, the bush people, and all the things that are happening out there. And there are new things happening, new things for our writers to write about and to sing about. And that's something that I'm looking for all the time, to see that expansion of the bush ballad. All the themes that you want to sing about, you want to hear about, and also of the stories of what we're living today. What our people are doing out in the bush, out on the roads, and what they're doing today. The same as we sing of the great days that are past. We've got lots of things happening. We have here in Tamworth now a new home for the Country Music Foundation's museum. The Slim Dusty Centre in Kempsey is open, and I hope that you'll all like to come along and have a look at that sometime. You'll be made most welcome. And I do hope, too, that the centre will become another one of the venues on the touring circuit of the Bush Balladeers and all country music artists. More and more places to sing bush music, sing country. I think that I keep looking for singers. I keep looking to hear new singers. I keep looking for new songs. And I keep wanting to hear them, the same as all of you do. I would encourage you to support bush music, to support pure Australian country music as strongly as you can. Because, you know, a lot of people have been telling me, oh, you know, it gets very tough out there on the road. And I've even had industry people saying, oh, you know, country this, country that, all the rest of it. I said, yeah, have you had a look at that touring circuit of the Bush Balladeers? I said, they're all out there working, singing and making music. And they're all doing very well, thank you. And so I think it's a big surprise to some people. They have to look a little deeper to see that the core of country music and bush ballads is still here in our hearts, and it's there as we sit and listen to the music and as we make the music and we make the stories. That's what all of you are important in doing. Living your lives, making your stories and telling the stories of your lives, and also taking your stories to the people who can write them and sing about them. All the more bush ballads we can hear, the better. All the more pure, straight country, all the better. So sit back and enjoy the rest of the evening. You'll hear some terrific music and have yourselves a great time right through the festival. And don't forget, come and say hello to us at the Slim Dusty Centre in Kempsey, as well as visiting all the museums and things here. Bye for now. I hope to see you all in. Bye.
Good hand for Joy McKeon, and thank you so much for that wonderful support. And no one in the world knows the value of a bush ballad better than this beautiful lady. But right now we're going to get the band to do a number for us. So I'll leave you with hands and right in the band. Back to the Bush Band. They're not too bad, are they? A big hand for the Back to the Bush Band, because each one of them are stars in their own right, and there's no doubt about that. And I showed Stewie a few little things on the guitar just out there a minute ago, and she's picked it up quick. But right now, welcome another family group that does a lot of touring, does a lot for other people on the road as well. And please make welcome Keith Jamison, Alicia Smith, and Caitlin Jane.
How is all going? Yell out if you like bush ballads. Louder? Ah, that's pretty good. Rightio, folks, how about putting your hands together for Caitlin Jane? She's going to do a song called, what do you tell them?
I'm going to do a song called My Mum and Dad, written by Terry and Jenny Bennett. I like helping my mum when she bakes chocolate cakes. I like helping my dad with all the things that he makes. And I like watching telly on my favorite shows. But I really like being with Mum and Dad on the road. I like going to school, love to learn every day. Play with my friends and join in their games. I can be a fair princess, but the most fun I've had is singing on stage with my mum and dad. 'Cause me and my dad, we sing "You've Done Us Proud." And me and my mum feel really whacked out for the crowd. With my guitar and pretty hat, I can never be sad as long as I'm singing with my mum and dad. They've taken me with them from the time I was born. Met the red dirt dog people on the land they live on. Seen tall trees and rivers and dry desert lands. Yeah, I've seen Australia with my mom and dad. And I meet all their mates as we go around. They play their bush ballads for the folks in our towns. They fuss over me, but that's not so bad. But nobody loves me like my mom and dad. 'Cause me and my dad, we sing "You've Done Us Proud." And me and my mom play the fiddle for the crowd. My guitar and pretty hat, I can never be sad as long as I'm singing with my mom and dad. With my fiddle in my hand, I can never be sad as long as I'm singing with my mom and dad. Thank you.
Yeah, give her a big hand. She went in the talent quest today and the young guns up there at the town hall. I'd like to thank Reggie Poole too. I wear some of Reggie Poole's collection shirts, and I'm just using the Reg Poole collection, guitar collection now. So thank you, Reggie. I'm going to do this one called Good Morning Australia, folks. Good morning Australia, how are you? I wonder what they'll do to you today. Good morning Australia, how are you? They're taking all your beauty away. From the beauty of the Franklin to your picturesque Arnhem Land, with your West Australian wildflowers to Queensland's golden sand. All together. Good morning Australia, how are you? I wonder what they'll do to you today. Good morning Australia, how are you? They're taking all your beauty away. Here's the chicken. Kosciuszko to your pretty blue mountains high, with your rugged Linda's Ranges, where the West Sail Eagles fly. Good morning Australia, how are you? I wonder what they'll do to you today. Good morning Australia, how are you? They're taking all your beauty away. Here we go, Fed. It's been a vexing desert road with your winding creeks and rivers where the diamantina waters flow. Good morning, Australia, how are you? I wonder what they'll do to you today. Good morning, Australia, how are you? They're taking all your beauty away. Michelle! I see sadness on her face now. I can hear you in this song. Desperation, you are calling for someone to right the wrong. All together. Good morning, Australia, how are you? I wonder what they'll do to you today. Good morning, Australia, how are you? They're taking all your beauty away. Yes, they're taking all your beauty away. One more. Yes, they're taking all your beauty away. Thanks very much, folks. Put your hands together for Lisa Smith, the guitar pickin' chicken.
Thank you very much. How yous all going? Pretty good. I'd like to do a song that was written by a great mate of ours, Terry Bennett. So I think he's out there in the crowd somewhere.
Is he?
I think so. And this is one that I was lucky enough to win the instrumental section at the Bungendore Awards last year with this song. It's on my latest album and it's called Rabbit Flat Polka. Thank you, and how about a big hand for this awesome band up here?
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely
you.
unbelievable.
Finger picking
Thank
chicken.
you.
How good's that? That's good picking there. Please please say a big hand, a big welcome, a big, as you were, a big hand for the Jamison family. And
thank you very much, Peter and Diane. Put your hands together for Peter and Diane.
So please make him welcome, Mr. John Battle. Thanks, John.
Thanks very much, Peter. How are we all, folks? Having a good night? The song I'd like to do for you tonight, well, it's really the start from where all our country music came from. It's about our pioneers, about the convicts. And this song was written by that great writer from up in Queensland, Slim Jones. You all heard of Slim Jones? Yeah, he's a great writer. The song's called No More Rattle of the Chains. from potato fields in Ireland, from the wooded Yorkshire shore. We were sent out to a strange land to return home nevermore. In disgrace we left our homeland, and our families bore the grief as the shores of England vanished for a place across the sea. Across an ocean never ending, in a ship so small and frail, we were crowded in like cattle. Many months we had to sail. There was little food or water, and our bodies were racked with pain to the movement of the ocean and the rattle of the chains. There were some who never made it, never saw the tall gum trees, and we all thought they were lucky to be buried on the sea. But with sheer will for survival, we stepped on shore one day, and our feet walked on the brown earth on the banks of Botany Bay. There were floggings every day here, and our backs were cut and sore. The English politicians have a lot to answer for. We only stole to quell our hunger what they took from us before, and for that we worked in shackles and slept on the cold stone floor. I know I'm proud of my ancestors who were convicts long ago, and who worked and bled and suffered like no one should ever know. Like the bullock teams and wagons, they have vanished with the time, along with flogging poles and misery, back there somewhere in our mind. But the chains have long been silenced, and the fires of hate gone cold. Their stories live forever in the archives of our soul. When you look back at old pictures, you can see some proud old man standing by some proud old lady in a foreign hostile land. There'll be no more bleeding ankles from the leg irons now you see. Wrists won't be in shackles, and from pain and hurt we're free. There'll be plenty food and water, and we've outlived all our shame. There'll be no more whips and shackles, no more rattle of the chains. There'll be no more whips and shackles, no more rattle of the chains. Thank you very much. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Big hand for Johnny Battle. Now, John, that's a long way from picking a song underneath a gum tree up at Balladeers, isn't it?
It is, mate, yeah.
And we've done that a couple of times, mate, haven't we?
Quite a lot of times over the years, mate. And I'd like to say thanks for the invite to come along tonight, mate. And really appreciate it. And thanks to this great band at the back here, too. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and all the best for the rest of the festival and the rest of the year. Thanks, Mr. John Battle.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Aha, John, talking about such a great band. You know, all our band members here certainly are artists in their own right. And our newest member of the band here is going to do a song for you tonight. So put your hands together, please, for Amos Morris.
G'day, folks. How you going? It's a real honour to be up here with some of the finest musicians in Australia, supporting real Australian country music. This is an old song called Indian Pacific. It goes something like this. From coast to coast by night and day, hear the clicking of the wheels, the humming of the diesel on those ribbons of steel, carrying the memories of a nation built by hand. See the Indian Pacific span the land. She's the pride of all the railway men, cross country where she flies, from blue Pacific waters to where the mountains rise, by lakes and wide brown rivers, through desert country dry. See the Indian Pacific passing by. Oh, the Indian Pacific, she goes rolling down the track, 5,000 miles to travel before she's there and back. Beside the line, a drover waves his battered old grey hat, and kids are catching yabbies down by the river flats, and a woman hangs her washing in the backyard near the line, as the Indian Pacific's rolling by. Whistle blowing lonely neath an olive all starlight, saluting those who walked across the track she rides tonight, calling to the railway men and the fiddlers on the line. I'm the Indian Pacific right on time. From the silver of the broken hill to old Kalgoorlie gold, she mirrors all the colours of a land so hard and old. And the western flowers are blooming, and the air is just like wine, and the Indian Pacific's making time. Oh, the Indian Pacific, she goes rolling down the track, 5,000 miles to travel before she's there and back. From the waters of the western sea to the eastern ocean sand, the Indian Pacific spans the land. Oh yeah, the Indian Pacific spans the land. Thank you.
Whoa, how about that? Amos Morris, whoa. Well, we have another group for you now coming out. They're going to be setting up. Some people you will really know. You would have seen them here in Tamworth, that's for certain. It's our very great pleasure and privilege to have them here. I think our band's going to take a little rest while we all set up again. I'll tell you a little story that I did here. I have a friend who's a receptionist at the hospital, and she said this lady rang her up, and she rang up and she said, "Oh dear, I'd like to ask about a patient in your hospital, Norma Findlay in Ward 3, bed 20. I'd like to know how she is, please." And the receptionist said, "Well, just a moment, I'll look it up." So she went away and looked it up and came back and said, "Look, I'm so happy to tell you Norma Findlay will go home tomorrow. Her blood pressure's fine. The doctor said she can go home tomorrow." And the lady said, "Oh, thank you so much. That's good to know." The receptionist said to her, "Well, are you a relation, her daughter or something?" She said, "No, dear." She said, "I'm Norma Findlay and no one tells me anything in this hospital." That can happen, can't it? Well, on stage here, we have Shazza Lee, Lindsay Butler and Ashley Cook. But first of all, we're going to hear from one of our first ladies of song, Miss Shazzalee.
Next time. Black man came and he began to push the borderlines of man. White men followed in their tracks, worked and toiled with bended backs. And as all people came as one, build a culture of our own, the spirit of Australia. Hear her heart and hear our song. See our home where we belong. Feel our pride, our nation strong. Oh, it is the spirit of Australia. Yes, it is the spirit of Australia. We look around, our spirits soar. The froth of ocean laps our shore. And this great land is our delight. Southern Cross bejewels the night. We've a nation to be proud, so let's sing her praises loud. Spirit of Australia. Hear her heart and hear our song. See our home where we belong. Feel our pride, our nation strong. Oh, it is the spirit of Australia. Yes, it is the spirit of Australia. Oh, it is the spirit of Australia. Yes, it is the spirit of Australia. Yes, it is the spirit of Australia. Thanks, Tamworth.
Lee. Well, our next artist here is an absolute legend of the country guitar. He's an OAM on the Roll of Renown and Tamworth's very own. They have the LBS studios here in Tamworth where many of our Bush Balladeer artists record, and it's well worth a visit out there. They run a lot of their own shows. But right now, please welcome Mr. Lindsay Butler.
Fantastic, great to be here, and I see a marvellous crowd out there. And I like my old friend here, who plays a beautiful acoustic guitar and has done some album songs with me. Move a bit closer, Pete. It's a bit lonely over here, mate. We're going to do a little instrumental version of a Tommy Maxwell song, Gidgee, Gidgee After Rain. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, fantastic. Lindsay Butler with Peter Simpson, so thank you. Well, right now, and over here we have Peggy Gilchrist on keyboards. Well, while we're just changing over instruments here, Ashley Cook is the next artist coming right along. Ashley's from Queensland and he has several albums to your credit, don't you, Ashley?
Yeah, about 5.
Oh, about 5. That's pretty good going, and I think they're all here with LBS Studio. So thanks so much, Ashley. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Di. Well, good evening, everyone. This one I'd like to do for you is called Campfire's My Home. By a campfire warming, watch flames how they're dancing. My noble old Billy is boiling alone. Bright embers are glowing, the world outside slowing. Timeless and peaceful, wouldn't swap for a throne. I sit captivated, my heart and soul soaring, like many old swagmen did long, long ago. And wonder if Henry got his inspiration watching his Billy in the campfire's glow. From the Flinders to Leichhardt, Baku and Mitchell, my campfire's glowing wherever I roam. On the Lachlan and Darling or down on the Murray, if home's where the heart is, my campfire's my home. Hey! Bushland from rock face to valley, the grand lazy rivers that wind proud and free. I've shared many campfires with great conversations. It's people, not places, that mean most to me. As I stir up the embers from a previous warming, wisp of smoke rising and twirling away. The sun sends its greetings, the frost disappearing. I roll up my swag and embrace the new day. From the Flinders to Leichhardt, Baku and Mitchell, my campfire's glowing wherever I roam. On the Lachlan and Darling or down on the Murray, if home's where the heart is, my campfire's my home. From the Flinders to Leichhardt, Baku and Mitchell, my campfire's glowing wherever I roam. On the Lachlan and Darling or down on the Murray, if home's where the heart is, my campfire's my home. On the Lachlan and Darling or down on the Murray, if home's where the heart is, my campfire's my home. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Ashley Cook. Really enjoyed that, Ashley. I did indeed. Thank you. Just a little reminder, if you see the ACMF people coming around, just a gold coin donation, they would really appreciate that. Also over here at the music merch tent, you'll be able to get some CDs if you would like of the artists. And all of the artists here that you're seeing tonight, they're all appearing at other venues in Tamworth, so this is really just a taste of the Bush Balladeers. And, you know, if you look up that gig guide and find a great place where you can go and see the artists that you really like. Well, our next artist, he is an all-round entertainer. I think he's travelling pretty well full-time now, and I often listen for the bird calls or the whip cracking or the yodelling. He does the whole lot. So please welcome Pete Smith. Welcome, Pete.
G'day, folks. How yous going tonight? I'd like to do a song, and it's a favourite of mine. This one's just called A Country Way of Life. I left my home among the saltbush and the gidgee. I see the city lights and what they give. But this city life has only brought me heartache. It's no way for a country boy to live. City lights are only there for lonely people. The bright light told me to forget the pain. But there's a lonely soul, he cries with every bright light. And I'm wishing I was at my home again. One by one, every day I count my memories, 'cause I'm thinking of the country way of life. One by one, every day I count my heartaches and the memories of the city's way of life. I'll play a pretty there now. City lights are pulling at my heartstring. I stopped out the smell of leather and my swag. Just once more to sleep beneath that old starlight on an open plain where I can feel at home. One by one, every day I count my memories, 'cause I'm thinking of the country way of life. One by one, every day I count my heartaches and the memories of the city's way of life, and the country and the city's way of life. Thank you.
Big hand for Mr. Peter Smith. Now, Peter's pretty versatile, and we're not going to let him get out of here without giving his little famous bird whistles. That'll be a grass parrot.
Grass parrot, that'll be a whip bird and a bellbird. Butcher bird.
That's enough, Pete. Thank you, mate. Big hand for Pete Smith. Pete hails from up Kempsey Way, where they breed these good country music entertainers. And we've got a very, very special guest artist, or a few guest artists now. I'll let you, Di, tell you about these people.
Oh, I will indeed. But first of all, I'd just like to say thank you. A few little thank yous. It's always good housekeeping to do that kind of thing. So thank you for coming out tonight. Give yourselves a hand. Fantastic. Fantastic turnout. So great to see you. So we're thanking the council and our stage crew here and the sound fellas down the back. Everyone works hard to make a great night. And also we thank all the artists for coming along. You know, they just come along and just want to entertain and be here in Tamworth because it's such a great atmosphere full of country music. It's a good festival and we're going to keep it that way. Well, next artist coming up. This lady, very special lady, she is, she's on the Roll of Renown. She's a multi-gold guitar winner, an ARIA winner as well, and she really is a true daughter of country. So I have great pleasure in introducing to you a lady called Anne Kirkpatrick. Woohoo!
Hello, everybody. What a great crowd. Lovely to see you all. Thank you very much. Gee, it's fantastic. Thank you. Well, you know, I thought there's such a fantastic band here tonight. Look at the lineup here. So I'm going to do a full band song, get them all working. And also the author of this song was on just a little while earlier, my mum, Joy McKean. And she writes pretty good songs. So here's a truck song that she wrote that my dad recorded. And we always used to close the Slim Dusty show with this particular song. And it's called Lights on the Hill.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Well, it's a long straight road and the engine is deep. Can't help thinking of a good night's sleep. The long, long road and the lights are calling me. Oh, these rough old hands are glued to the wheel. Eyes full of sand from the way they feel. The lights coming over the hill are blinding me. It's a long, tough pull from the way down south. A man tried to find a little bread for his mouth. A hope for a girl as sweet as the honey can be. Up and down through the gears she started to pull. The gauge on the tank is showing near full. The lights coming over the hill are blinding me. Oh, there's rain on the road. I can feel the low side shifting in a dance. Too late, I see the post and I haven't got close to the chance. The windscreen wipers are beating in time. The song they're singing is a part of my mind. I can't believe that it's really happening to me. Over the edge and down the mountainside. No, they'll tell about the night I died. The rain when the lights on the hill were blinding me. Hey. Well, there's rain on the road. I can feel the low tide is shifting in a dance. I'm too late, I see the post and I haven't got close to the chance. The windscreen wipers are beating in time. The song they're singing is a part of my life. I can't believe that it's really happening to me. Over the edge and down the mountainside. Though they'll tell about the night I died. The rain when the lights on the hill were blinding me. Yeah, the rain when the lights on the hill were blinding me. Oh, thank you very, very much. You know, I'm so pleased this Tamworth, I'm here with some of my family. We're doing a show tomorrow. I'd like to introduce my son, Jim Arneman, and his partner, Flora Smith, fiancée now. They're going to do a song for you. Welcome them.
And a big hand for Anne Kirkpatrick.
Thanks, Mum. Wow, what a night. Lovely to see such a big crowd out there. And we've just been sitting out there having a listen. A lot of old bush ballads, new bush ballads. It's been fantastic. We're going to do a song written by my grandmother, Joy McKean. It's one of my favourites. It's about, she wrote it after they did a little trip up to the Carlton Hill Station in the Northern Territory. It's a little tune called Ringer from the Top End.
And what you're doing each day. On 2 million acres, you know you gotta earn your pay. If you wanna take it on, there's one thing that shouldn't be forgotten. There's nobody else can do the job like a ringer from the top end. Out on the fence line, swallowing dust, blood on my hands from the bar. Hoping that rope won't see the hole before I get him in the yard. Well, I got a funny feeling in the middle of my back. Sure enough, he's coming like a train down the track. That's when nobody else moves faster than a ringer from the top end. Take it away, Flora. Muster 3,000 head in a day. I move them to the yards and water them at end of day. Well, it's not the kind of job you take if you were looking for a soft one. Well, you take a kind of pride in saying I'm a ringer from the top end. Roll out my swag neath the boab tree, then I'm out like a light. Those girls in town, next thing it's broad daylight. Well, no time to dream of what might have been. I'm in a dirty boccaccia with a mustering team. I better keep my mind on the job, cause I'm a ringer from the top end. Yes, no time to dream of what might have been. I'm in a dirty boccaccia with a mustering team. I better keep my mind on the job, cause I'm a ringer from the top end.
How good is that? And isn't it just wonderful to see part of that beautiful family still carrying on the tradition? And look, it's sounding a little sentimental, but I know that Slim would be so proud of you all tonight if you could see what's going on down here.
Thank you, Peter.
A big hand for them? Before you go, don't go away yet. You've only just got on. You've got to work for your money here. We're paying you big money. Nice to see you, James. James and I have travelled a few miles together, and we intend to do a instrumental, don't we, together?
We do indeed.
When we
we've been talking
together.
about it. Yeah, it's going to happen, Peter, very soon.
It is. But it's wonderful to see you playing there with your beautiful fiancée, Flora, and your beautiful mother as well. And I believe you've got something very special happening tomorrow morning. So why don't you tell us about that?
We do, yes. My mum Anne's doing her yearly show at the ABBA Homestead. It's the Anne Kirkpatrick and Friends show. It's 9 a.m. at the ABBA Homestead. And Flora and I are going to do an opening slot there, starting at 9, and then Mum will be on about 10:30ish. So get on down if you want some more bush ballads tomorrow morning.
That'll be worthwhile seeing. Thanks for being with us tonight,
Thanks very much for having me.
Thanks,
Thanks
Flora.
a lot, Peter.
Big hand for Jim and Flora.
Thank you, Peter. Well, we have a couple of fellas, a couple of youngsters coming on stage here now and setting up. One we simply know as Watto, and you might know who that one is. Alrighty. Well, we have over on the far side here, Lindsay Waddington is going to do an instrumental for you, simply known as Watto. Take it away there.
Mr. Huey Curtis.
Thank you, Lindsay. Mr. Lindsay Waddington, thank you very much for being with us and supporting the concert tonight. And lovely to hear these beautiful tones of Huey Curtis on that beautiful fiddle. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Pete. Well, not only is Watto a great musician, he's also a lovely record producer that has a very, very successful business and has recorded many of our Balladeers. And thanks for that as well, mate. No worries, but right now, we have one of a man from your stables, and that is Ken Lindsay. Ken's a hard-working balladeer. He also promotes country music with his own radio station. Please make him welcome, Ken Lindsay.
Oh, thanks very much, Pete. So wonderful to be here, and absolutely awesome to see so many people supporting bush ballad music. Fantastic.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
I know would still be there, and the desert pea would brighten up the gloom. Should ever I go back to Camberwell, one thing is sure, I'd not be 22. Memories stay with me as memories do. How fresh her memory keeps, for still I feel the velvet softness of her auburn hair. See again the moonbeams in her eyes, as I did so long ago when I was there. Youth called to youth in that now distant day. I did not heed, my heart would not reveal. Now I know that love was born and lost in that little border town of Camberwell. the long road beckoned on, my feet said go. To search beyond the hills for what I'd find. Though I've wandered far this sunburnt land, I never found what I had left behind. Oh, the burning fire of that other spring is now but ashes, and the hurt won't heal. Time heals old wounds, they say, but leaves a scar. So I think I'll not go back to Camooweer. Time heals old wounds, they say, but leaves a scar. So I think I'll not go back to Camooweer. No, I think I'll not go back to Camooweer.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Ken. So, Lindsay Waddington from Crosscut Studios, Crosscut Records, Ken Chainsaw Lindsay, and Huey Curtis here. Okay. Well, our next artist, like many, many bush balladeers, he is really passionate about writing songs about Australian towns, Australian people, just songs about Australia. And that's very evident when you have a look at his several albums. He's written nearly all the songs on his albums, and they're all about Australia. So like Going to the Races, A Day Out in the Bush, just lots and lots of things, and some comedy songs in there too. He's actually a paramedic, so I hope you're all in good health out there, because he wants to stay back here. Please put your hands together for Doug McIntyre. Woohoo, Doug!
Glad to be with you. G'day folks, great to be with you here, and it's an honour and a privilege. So many artists I admire, and last but not least you people, you're the ones I write my songs for about this great country of ours. And I've been coming to Tamworth for this is my 10th year, and it's just awesome being here. And I wanted to write a song just to share the love, basically, about this great festival in this great town, Old Tamworth town. So hopefully this makes you want to come back next year. This is Tamworth. G'day folks, how's it going all the way from Hay, Byron Bay, Glasgow, Glenrowan? It's summertime in New South Wales, they hit the road and ride the rails. There's the Peel and the Moonbee Range, the Kamilaroi on the Liverpool plains, banjos, fiddles, big guitars, buskers set on being stars from Coolangatta to the shores of Perth. If you love your country, head to Tamworth. Here I'm heading back to Tamworth. Everyone needs a bit of time out. Sneak to the snowy, catch a trout. Some jet off to exotic places. Plenty go to the Carrathul races. Tomo sails to Fraser Island. Bill to Bathurst, Liz to Thailand. Well, a bloke I know went four-wheel driving because he saw a shark. Deep sea diving. Every year they leave the nest. Some head east, some head west. You can bet the last dollar in your purse. Every summer, I'm in Tamworth. Here I'm heading back to Tamworth. Oh, I'm heading back to Tamworth. I always leave at the crack of dawn to where the crowds all flock and swarm. I like to hit old Tamworth town well before the sun goes down. It gives me time to set up camp. You don't need to worry about the damp. Take a stroll on Downhill Street. You never know who you'll meet. There's a pixie playing a fiddle and an Indian chief talking in riddles. Willow Harvey and Casa Daly getting their face on the national telly. The band in the Tudors start to play. The crowd outside all dance away. Ah, happy days. Here I'm heading back to Tamworth. Oh, I'm heading back to Tamworth. They came in droves to live the dream. The town was bursting at the seams. Steamy tents and caravans, Chardonnay, stubbies, cans, bushy beards, rubber thongs, icy beer and feet that pong. Good old boys who chew the fat, stick the metal, stick the rap, snags an onion on a bit of bread, songs all buzzing round my head. Oh, I'm heading back to Tamworth. Here I'm heading back to Tamworth. I tramp the street until it hurts. There's Ned Kelly on a sweaty shirt. O'Neill's, McGann sings and chants with cowboy hats and spray-on tans. How's it going? Feeling great. See you, bud. G'day, mate. Ah, they crank it up when the sun goes down. What a time. What a town. There I'm heading back to Tamworth. Oh, I'm heading back to Tamworth. Our chat was howling Scrubby Creek in a shopping mall all through the week. Ted was singing The Drover's Boy, Casey crying out Saddle Boy, and late at night when the lights were dim, well, I thought I saw Slim. Well, I saw Paul Kelly with Joy McKean, Doug and the man who might have been. Ah, Willow belting out True Blue, stinking hot, time for a brew. Oh yeah! Here I'm heading back to Tamworth. Sure, everyone needs a bit of time out. Sneak to the snowy, catch a trout. Duke Paddy Dave loves to blaze a trail on the road to Nil. Patrick J. Hardigan goes a-digging near Broken Hill. Oh, every summer they leave the nest. Some head east, some head west. But I'm addicted to the country sound and nowhere does it like old Tamworth town. That's right. I'm heading back to Tamworth. Here I'm heading back to Tamworth. Your turn now. Come on. Oh, I'm heading back to Tamworth. I don't want to go home. See you again next year. Look out for those speed cameras now.
Good on you, Dougie. Keep writing those songs, Doug. And Doug is, I'll vouch for him, he is a fine ambulance officer. He actually administered a Band-Aid to my thumb the other night. and has never played so many mistakes since you've done it, mate.
And I normally charge double on days off too, but I'm not going for you, mate.
A big hand for Dougie McIntyre, and keep writing those songs, Dougie. Well done, mate. Well, the next artist we have is one of our legend bush ballad writers. No world about that. His name is Ernie Constance, better known as the Currawong, so please make him welcome. As I said, one of Australia's finest bush ballads writers, wrote over 16 songs that Slim Dusty recorded, and now he's a great entertainer in his own right. Please make him welcome, Ernie Constance.
Thanks, folks. Well, yeah, we recorded did an album a couple of years back with Stewie French called The Songs I Wrote for Slim, and we added this little one as an extra tribute to Slim. There's been a lot of tributes to Slim, I know that, but as far as I'm concerned, old Slim walked on water. There's an old saying that you worship the ground someone walked on. Well, he walked on water, so I worship the water he walked on. I guess that it all started way back in 1 July. The rain was fairly teeming down from a dull and leaden sky. The rivers were all raging while torrents capped with foam. And young Slim Dusty watched it all from his Nulla home. He put his pen to paper and that famous song was born about the rain that tumbled down on a July winter's morn. He told it plain and simple like a dinkum bushman oughta. And ever since that day, my friends, Slim Dusty walked on water. There'll never be another like Slim Dusty, with his commitment and his voice so clear and strong. He inspired me to writing with the verses of his songs, and I worship the water he walked on. Mustered up the bush verse from the corners of this land, composed by men like Costa, unashamed to make a stand. Songs that pull no punches, but tell it like it is. And old Slim portrayed each masterpiece in a way uniquely his. I'm proud old Slim once heard this song and knew how much I cared. Both fiercely proud Australians is the common bond we share. It may be too sentimental and perhaps it should be shorter, but the message is concise and clear. Old Dusty walked on water. There'll never be another like Slim Dusty, with his commitment and his voice so clear and strong. He inspired me to writing with the verses of his songs, and I worship the water he walked on. From the Opera House in Sydney to the old-time country halls, at the tent shows and the rodeos, he played there at 'em all. He was more than just a showman, he seemed like our old friend, with his passion for Australia, mate, right through until the end. The road was never easy for this great man's country mile, as he toured throughout Australia with his dinkum country style, with the members of the travelling band, wife Joy and his daughter. Through dust and mud and drought and flood, Slim Dusty walked on water.
Ernie Constance.
Thanks, everybody, and thanks to the great band. A lot of them used to be our Slim's old band.
Well, tell me, Ernie, is it still snowing up there? Ernie comes from Barunga, outside of Cooma, and it's very high up, and I think it snows all the time.
We had more snow this winter than we've had for a long, long time, and it snowed as early as the Wednesday after Easter. We had snow this year.
After Easter. I love coming to visit Ernie, but it's got to be summer. Sorry.
We're their frozen friends from Cooma.
Well, you are indeed. Country music, I reckon, is like a big family, a big extended family, and Ernie actually is family with Peter and Peter's sister Wendy.
That's right.
Yep, that's right. You're all family.
Can I just say one little thing here, please?
Certainly.
Folks, about 5 years ago, Peter Simpson said to me, he said, we should be doing more for bush ballads in Tamworth. He said, ABBA's doing a great job out at the ABBA homestead, but he said, we should be doing more. He said, we should be doing something at the town hall or somewhere. Pete and Diane have got up off their backsides and they organised this show last year with no help from anybody. They went to the council, they got this venue, they got the band. They have done all this. Look at the crowd around here tonight appreciating traditional country music. All thanks to Pete and Di. Big hand for Peter Simpson and Diane Lindsay.
Thanks so much,
for all
Ernie.
you've done.
That's lovely, mate.
Thanks,
Thank you
Ernie.
very much. We appreciate it. Of course, this concert's it's a combined effort. All the artists here tonight have given their time, so we are so proud of the support. Thanks, mate.
Concert couldn't actually take place without the artists. As I said, everybody being involved, council, stage crew, sound fellas, everybody in the artists. Well, I get to introduce one of my favourite female bush ballad artists. She's a very hard-working lady from Queensland. There's a lot up in Queensland. And she's going to perform one of her own songs tonight off a recent album that she has. So please welcome Anita Ree. Hey, Anita.
G'day, folks. Great to be here. Let's sing a song from the Long Way Round album. It's a little song that I wrote. I call it Heck. Around the rim of a town of Nella name there is well known the cotton, sheep and haul and grain is Graham and Margaret Bone. He's the man they all prefer for temperament he's known, and Heck is always early or ready by the phone. And the locals say they would be lost without him in the game. Well, Graham just keeps on driving, that's how you make a name. He's built up lots of contacts, they know him everywhere, and all the locals call him Heck because he would never swear. Today it's Horsham Sale Day, 800 lamps a load, with country tapes of Blair and Heck's off down another road. And the locals say they would be lost without him in the game. Oh, he never says no, he's good with sheep, his time and temper he will keep. He counts them up as he loads them in, and nothing really bothers him. His name is Graham Bone. Mercedes is his pride and joy, 15 Red Ranger gears. And his old rig still going great, a team for many a year. They haul grain in the season, old Heck just pokes along. Him and 280 horses, Mercedes rolling on. And the locals say they would be lost without him in the game. Oh, but Graham just keeps on driving, that's how you make a name. Well, in his old Mercedes, with his tin dog, a big shore load near a fire, Heck takes any job. He crawls around on hands and knees, changing ecstasy, a load of lambs from market or a mob of woolly ewes. And the locals say they would be lost without him in the game. Oh, he never says no, he's good with sheep, his time and temper he will keep. He counts them up as he loads them in, and nothing really bothers him. folks.
Thank you, Anita. Great song. Great song. Thank you. Well, we've got another artist, a fella coming up now. He has a brand new album out and he's going to do a very special song for you tonight. But I think I'll let him explain and tell you all about the song and where it came from. So would you please put your hands together, please, for Dale Duncan, Tamworth's own.
Thank you. Gee, some people are tall. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a privilege it is for me to be up here with a great amount of bush balladeers here tonight. This is the best in Australia, but whoever you've seen on the stage tonight. Now, this song I want to do for you, it is a very special song to me because it was actually written by the man on my right, Mr. Peter Simpson, and he wrote this song about a Vietnam vet, and I put it on my latest album, which is called Back to the Bush, and we've had nothing but comments and we just think that it's going to do really, really well. It's a beautiful story, and I want to thank Peter so much for giving it to me. And it goes like this, ladies and gentlemen. I was driving down a dusty road in the northwest of our state. My eyes were kind of weary, for the afternoon was late. I stopped beside a welcome sign at the Wabika Hotel. I thought I'd get a bite to eat and to rest there for a spell. On that pub veranda was a sight I'd never forget. His blue eyes looked into mine, although we'd never met. He was wearing cut-off jungle greens and a faded old green hat. Then he introduced me to his dog that he named Nui Dad. He said, when I left the army, mate, I just couldn't let it go. I tried to live a normal life, but that wasn't to be so. So we wander around the country, this old dog and me. We ain't got much to show, but we like living free. He said, most folk think I'm crazy, and maybe they're right. But they don't know the torment or the dreams I have at night. I've lost good mates through drinking, and I'm not proud of that. But there's one that doesn't judge me. That's my old dog, Nui Dad. Decent bloke from 100 yards away, and I reckon there's a reason that you've passed out this way. So come and sit beside me, we need to have a chat. You see, I'm a little worried about my old dog, Nui Dad. Well, I trained him as a soldier just for a bit of fun. Though he's never seen a bayonet or he'll never see a gun. But when I yell out, contact, he hits the ground and waits. And when I yell out, RSM, well, he sits up nice and straight. But mate, I won't be round for long. It's more like weeks than years. And he pulled the old dog to his side. I saw a hint of tears. I'm going to ask a favour. Please don't deny me that. When you drive away from here, could you take Nui Dad? Well, so I'm driving down a dusty road in the northwest of our state, trying to reach the border before it gets too late. I have a gift in my hand, it's a faded old green hat. And sitting up here next to me is my new friend, Nui Dad. Yeah, he's sitting up here like an RSM, my new friend, Nui Dad. Thank you very much.
Mr. Dale Duncan, don't go away just yet, Dale. You make me very, very proud the way you do that song, and thank you so much, mate. You put so much emotion into it. I can't imagine anybody else doing it any better, mate, and it means so much to me. Thank you. And on that album that Dale is talking about is a fabulous album with a lovely mixture of songs, some beautiful bush ballads on there. I wish you and your manager, Pete, all the best. You're both good blokes, and look forward to working with you more, mate. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Dale
ladies and
Duncan,
gentlemen.
folks.
Look, I haven't got any here tonight, but on Saturday afternoon I'll be down the street outside Best and Less. So if you want an album, come and get one. But thank you so much.
Good on you. Big hand. Big hand, folks. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Dale. Right now we've got a big treat for you. One of our leading bush ballads, a gold guitar winner, a fella that just sings from his heart. He's one of just a genuine fella. We all love him, and that is Mr. Jeff Brown. How you going, mate? Good. One of our favourite sons is Jeff. What are you going to sing for us tonight, mate?
Show me the way to go home.
I certainly will, mate.
Yeah.
What about a big hand for one of our biggest stars, and now he's a great bloke. Please give him an extra welcome, Jeff Brown.
Thanks, Peter. Well, gee, it's great to be along here tonight, and by gee, isn't it a good crowd, eh? It's not too bad at all. We can handle that. Well, I'd like to sing a song for you here tonight, one that I think relates a lot to a lot of young girls leaving school these days and heading out west, up the Gulf and over the Territory and working on these big properties out there. And have a listen to this one, see what you think. It's called Young Jillaroo. A heart full of glee, impetuous, free is the soul of the young Jillaroo. With beauty to burn, there's so much to learn in the life of the young Jillaroo. Cattle, horses and lambs, and checking the dams in the land of the young Jillaroo. There's There's branding and marking, a kelpie is barking, and the lot of the young jillaroo. To muster and feed, to break in and lead is the work of the young jillaroo. In joggers or boots, on quad bikes or utes, is the way of the young jillaroo. There's lick for the breeders and tailing the weaners, all jobs for the young jillaroo. There's still time for dances, exciting romances in the life of the young jillaroo. Well, she applies her craft at a show or a draft, the skill of the young jillaroo. For she'll compete with the best, with her vigour and zest, a champion, the young jillaroo. In a Cobra she's seen, in tight Wrangler jeans, bush girl, a young jillaroo. Like a rodeo queen, she's in every lad's dream, a heartthrob, the young jillaroo. Under the stars and bright sunny stars, the way of the young jillaroo. Holidays at the coast, it's time there to boast to her family, the young jillaroo. Dressed in gentleman lace, living life at a pace, is the world of the young jillaroo. With plenty of style and a bright happy smile on the face of the young jillaroo. From town or country she came, both hardy and game, Aussie girl, a young jillaroo. May she ever be blessed as she faces each test, that's a prayer for the young jillaroo. May she ever be blessed as she faces each test, that's a prayer for the young jillaroo. Thank you very much.
Big hand for Mr. Jeff Brown. Stay up there, please, Jeff. We want you to sing along with the finale. Wonderful artist, that fellow.
Thank you so much. Well, we have come to the end of the concert. That's what happens, but you'll all have to come back again next year. Would you like to do that? Yeah? Well, we'd love to bring a concert here for you. Of course, we've said all our thank yous before, the council, all the stage crew, and look, everyone involved, especially all the artists here as they come out. Would you please put your hands together really for a great round of applause for all the artists who have come here tonight to present Australian Bush Ballads to you. I won't go through all the names, there are quite a few. So we're going to, be sure to look up the gig guide and go and see some of the artists. They all have shows here during the festival. They're all very busy. So we're going to join up together with a closing number. Because we're all very proud Australians, as I know you are too. So we're going to finish off with a number called My Country, the Flag and Me. Oh, I've travelled this land of the free. Australian, I am proud to be. And where I hang my hat, well, I give my thanks for my country, the flag and me.
Where the great dividing ranges kiss the sky, and the river in their beauty flow on by, and the sigh of the breeze and the bend of the trees tell stories as you pass on by.
trouble and despair. Here we go.
Oh, I traveled this land of the free. Australian, I am proud to be. And where I hang my hat, I'm proud to say my thanks for my country, my flag, and me. Oh, I traveled this land of the free. Australian, I am proud to be. And where I hang my hat, oh, I say my thanks for my country, the flag, and me. And where I hang my hat, I give my thanks for my country, the
Right. And if you like this Bush Ballad concert,